Well, I'm Ryan, this is 780 Speed and Custom, and today we're finally getting another start on our 1964 Biscayne. As you can see behind me, I finally have some parts. Got a new flywheel, water pump, alternator, just a few little accessories, whole new front end steering kit, and obviously a radiator. So a couple pieces to go together. I do have to pull the motor and transmission out so I can swap that 4L60 in, pulling that TH350 out, and hopefully everything's going to line up. I should be able to move the motor forward enough to at least make the original crossmember location work. Maybe not so much the mount, but we'll see. And yeah, we'll get going here. Well, the first thing I want to get started on is the front steering. I've got a whole new kit here from Classic Performance Products. Let's get this radiator out of the way. And it's going to replace all of the old steering brackets and arms, everything in the front end, because I do not like the shape it was in. Get this opened up and see what we're working with. Yep. Look at that. There's the contents, everything the kit came with. I should replace all the steering in the front end. Compared to the old setup here, pulled this all out, so new kit will replace everything you see here. So yeah, so I'll start assembling this, put it in the car. Obviously the car is going to need an alignment after, but I'll give it the old tape measure alignment. Usually a guy can get it pretty close by doing that. Just for now. And then we can get to pulling this motor out. Alright, well, I've got everything mocked up in there. Still need to tighten it all down, put the cotter pins in and stuff, and give it a proper tape measure alignment, but looks good. Should be a lot safer than the old stuff. So I'll get that buttoned up and we can move on. Alright, well, I've got the steering installed now. I gave it a tape measure alignment. Looks straight enough. Should be good enough to get to the tire shop so I can get a proper alignment when the time comes. So that's all tied up. Now I'm going to remove the cross member in the back and start pulling the engine. So my plan, which may or may not work, hopefully, is to slide the drivetrain forward about 1.5 inches, which I think will give me enough room for this 4L60 to fit. If not, unfortunately, I'm going to have to modify the tunnel, but I have hope. I think it might work. So we're going to find out together anyway. So I'll pull this motor and we'll get back to you when I've got it on the ground. So we'll get to it. Okay, so obviously that's over. Got that separated, so I can put my different flex plate on. This is an adapter plate from LS to 350 style, whatever you want to call it. And I've got adapter mounts as well for the motor mounts. So I roughly measured the TH350 and the 4L60. And the 4L60 is about 3 inches longer. 3 3/4 inches actually longer than the TH350. Now, these adapter mounts have the ability to move the motor mount back, i.e. sliding the engine and drivetrain forward, about 1.75 inches. So I'll do that, and that'll leave me with about a 2-inch, if my math is correct, about a 2-inch difference in length between this setup and the 4L60. So hopefully it fits in the tunnel, and all I've got to do is modify the drive shaft, but we will find out shortly. So flywheel swapped, 4L60s mounted up, everything's Loctited, good to go. So stuff her back in there. Hopefully she fits. Alright, well, this is working out a lot better than I thought it would. As you can see, I've got the motor mounts slid back. So got all of the room at the back of the motor, but I still have tons of room up front. And underneath is about what I figured. I'm going to have to modify the transmission cross member because it's about 2 inches out. So I'll have to move that back. But it looks like this is going to work pretty darn good, actually. And another bonus to moving everything forward, I do believe, I'll have to check, that I might get away with using factory manifolds, exhaust manifolds. So that would also be cool. So I will slide underneath and kind of show you what the transmission cross member looks like. And I'll go ahead and start modifying that to make this work. But I'm pretty happy. This is working out a lot easier than I thought it was going to, for sure. All right, so here's the cross member. You can see I'm just about that 2 inches out further back. So I'm just gonna modify this cross member. I'll just build a plate or something that extends that out another 2 inches. So I can bolt that up, and this is gonna work perfectly. You can see I've got lots of room for the drive shaft. Easy, nothing to it. Well, this is the transmission cross member. So basically, factory, that transmission mounted pretty much center of these slots. 2 inches back puts me basically right at this edge here. So that's where the new transmission needs to mount. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. Like, this bottom plate is just spot welded on. I may drill those out, take this plate off, move this back, and then just triangulate everything and build a new bottom plate. But I'm not 100% sure. That's probably overkill. I'm sure I could just build a plate off of this, notch this out, and it would be plenty strong enough. So yeah, I'll figure something out here and show you what I come up with. Okay, so here's my plan. Obviously, I've cut the back out of that and the bottom side. Piece of rectangular tubing here, notch the top so that this will slide in here like so, and I can weld it all the way around and on the bottom, and then I'll just plasma out these notches to accommodate the new transmission. Should work and be just as strong, if not stronger. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buzz that in. Well, there's my absolute hack job of a cross member, but it'll work. My welds aren't bad, but the plasma sure leaves something to be desired. I'll maybe build that right side up with the welder a little bit. Use a washer, but that'll work. That'll solve my issue. So I'll get this bolted up, and the transmission will be in for hopefully the last time. Well, as you saw in an earlier clip, there's plenty of room back here for sure. Get it all the bell housing bolts, back of the engine, get access to the firewall, which is super nice. Definitely needed to be done though, because I don't know if I can get this on camera or not, but there's probably no way, and I'm not going to try it, that this would have fit without it being slid forward like that, or at least modifying the tunnel a bit. So I'm glad things worked out that way. Just had to modify that cross member, which is minor details as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so that's got the 4L60 installed, engine installed, move forward. Hopefully for the last time. I have yet to put the torque converter bolts in. Obviously got to fill it full of fluid, but it's full of assembly lube right now, so it should be fine for a while. But yeah, I can start dressing this engine, figuring out the radiator, the hoses, wiring, all that good stuff. That was a major step. So things are definitely moving along here. I've had about all I can take for the day. So I'm probably going to call it here. Not sure if I'm going to end this video here or if we'll pick this up again in the morning. So probably see you tomorrow.